Welcome to Tech Diversity Unplugged. So today we have a special guest, and her name is Sharon Williams. She is from eCommQuest. Sharon, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and how you landed your role at eCommQuest?
I have started in the HR field for many years, and I had a friend who worked at eCommQuest, and she left that company and went to another company, and we met there and we were talking, and I said, there's no movement in this company. In order for you to do better, sometimes you have to make a move. And I said to her, I really need a better place to be in. And she said, I know the company that will be perfect for you. So it was her who put my details into eCommQuest, and we had an interview, and they loved me right off the bat, and I loved them. Great organization. They are a staffing company. So it's a small private staffing company. It's not like your big Insight Global or Tech Systems, but they're well-rounded. They work with all the top 5 companies out there. I wouldn't ask to be in a better place. Great organization, 1,000%.
That's amazing. So let's go ahead and head into our first question. So our first question is, how can you create a more inclusive environment at your company?
Our company is very diverse. We have females in leadership, from directors to the vice president of finance is female, and we have 2 male partners, owners of the company. They believe everybody could accomplish anything as long as you're willing to do the work and take the initiative and have the drive. So, yeah, they're open. Diversity to me is anyone who's willing to do better, right? It's not a race, it's not a background, cultural background. It is a person and their individual behavior and mannerisms to succeed.
That's awesome. Let's go ahead and dive into the next question. So at your company, who is involved in creating and implementing DEI strategies?
You know what? It's funny that you say that. Our vice president of recruiting, she's always driven that, and she looks at the market. She looks at what companies are hiring and what companies are looking for. And I think she does a fantastic job of keeping a balance between males and female recruiters. But that's not the only thing that drives her. It's when you come up and show up for the job. That's what the main thing is. I'll hire anybody. She'll hire anybody as long as you show that you're going to do it. Pretty much at the end of the day, that's what it is. Are you going to show up? Are you going to get the job done? Do I have to handhold you? Those are the things that will get you out of a job if you have to be handholded. If you can't do it, or you don't ask the right questions, you don't take the initiative, and I've watched her hire many people from all different stages and all backgrounds in their lives. And the ones that succeeded are the ones that were driven.
Yeah, I definitely love that. That is such a good point. Is there any certain things that you can think of that you guys have done to make it diverse? Like any certain special steps or anything?
No, we haven't done any of that. What we do is we opened it up and say, hey, we're going to hire additional staff. Anybody know anybody? Do you have friends that are looking for work? College people that you went to school with that are looking for work? Send them over. So there is no looking at who they are, who they might be. It's people who you know. So, like I said, I was brought in. The lady that she called the director and said, I have someone for you. She's awesome. And when I interviewed, it was just a matter of we heard a lot about you. We really like you, and let's move forward. And that's how the company does everything they do. It's word of mouth. If you've got a great person out there, let's take them on.
Yeah, I love that. So I love when you said if we have a great person out there, let's take them on. So do you think if a person is like operating and working in their purpose, do you think they're like a better employee usually, or like
Yes.
their drive is better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Companies and organizations will give you all the tools to be successful, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to give you everything from the get-go, from jump, because what they want you to do is succeed. Because if you don't succeed, then they haven't done their job at hiring you, right? So you could take the tools, you could sit in the training, but you need to get off your phones. You need to pay attention, and you need to concentrate on what they're teaching you. Because in that training time is what you need to absorb everything to get you to that next step. Then when you learn it, if you feel that there's things that could be changed or procedures could be better, you speak up. You come up with a plan, and you take that plan and you present it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not always going to be right, and there's times where you're going to be wrong, but owning that, and then own yourself, and have that confidence to walk in and say, I came in with that confidence to take on this job and do it well, and I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
keep pushing to do even better. We get stagnant, right? Where everybody that's in a position, we get stagnant. We say, well, I do this every day. Okay, what can you do better tomorrow that you didn't do yesterday? We all need to progress. I mean, we're not going to be professional. We could be a SME in the role that we are right now, but we could be even better. There's new technology out there, and things are changing daily. So we need to keep learning as it's growing.
Love that. Definitely love that. And then here's our last question. So how diverse is your executive team currently? So like the
Very,
VP, HR.
yeah, very diverse. We are a
Yeah.
very diverse team. We have all walks of life,
Mm-hmm.
all characters with personalities, but they're all wonderful to work for and work
Yeah.
with. We're all on the same level playing ground. I really admire this company because when you go into some companies, that one particular I worked for years ago in Toronto, the owners of the company, one would sit in their office and the other one would sit in their office, um, and they would come out and intermingle with the staff. And I found that very hard. You're the owner of the company, come out and be part of your team, because without that team, you wouldn't have your company. The bottom line, it's that team that is out there on the floor that's making you money every single day. Um, so when I started with that company, I started making the owners come out of their offices. I'm like, we're going to have company lunches with all staff. That means the warehouse staff. That means the internal receptionist. We're all getting together and we're going to have lunches. We had Christmas gatherings, because what they would do is they would take the executive staff and we would go and have a fancy dinner.
Mm-hmm.
For the warehouse staff, they would order them pizza.
Wow.
I didn't think that was appropriate. I felt that everybody should be getting that fancy dinner. So one of the things, I went in there and I changed that, because it's your warehouse staff that made your money and your sales team. Together, they made the unit to make the business better. And once I implemented it, they kept doing it every year. It made a huge difference. The owners actually appreciated it when they saw all employees work twice as hard by acknowledging them. And that is a huge thing that companies are forgetting these days. Amazon's a big company, and that is something that they should need to implement as leaders to build a better company and organization. You can't leave the people in the warehouse or the receptionist or the janitor. You can't leave them on the side, because they're every bit important to build your business. So with the company I'm in with now, one of the key factors is we're all the same. No one's different than the next person.
All right. Well, I definitely enjoyed speaking with you, Sharon. It was so good just learning more about you, learning about the company, and I definitely look forward to chatting with you again in the future.